People have put their trust in the health insurance store to help them navigate the Medicare maze. With all the current and future changes, higher premiums, and out-of-pocket costs, never has it been more important to have an experienced and caring agency looking out and advocating for you. For a no-cost consultation, call the health insurance store at 724-603-3403, 603-3403, or visit us online, www.getyourbestplan.com. GetYourBestPlan.com.
Hi, I'm Matt Sapienza. Join me for Christmas in the Square in the city of Uniontown, Friday, November 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. Bring the whole family to enjoy delicious treats from food vendors, take in great holiday music all evening long, and of course, visit with Santa. And do not miss the holiday parade starting at 6. We'll also have a live broadcast here on WMBS from 5 to 7 o'clock and parade commentary on our WMBS Facebook page. Our broadcast is proudly sponsored by Mayor Bill Gerke and Magisterial District Judge Jason Cox, with support from First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, the Sproul's Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, Chisler Plumbing, K2 Engineering, Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, Bright Stripe, AOP Visuals, Carney Auto Repair Services, PA Professional Health, All Around Fence Company, Equipment Share, CF Advisors Group, Landsea Academy of Dance, and United Dairy. Christmas in the Square, Friday, November 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. Don't miss it.
Mountaintop Title and Notary can handle all of your motor vehicle and PennDOT needs, such as titles, plates, renewal, registrations, and all notary needs. Tina Nicholson of Mountaintop Title and Notary can also handle ATV and boat titles, and also does income taxes. Hours are Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, and appointments can be made for after hours and Saturdays. Mountaintop Title and Notary with a new location at 655 Nelson Road in Farmington, the only place you need to go for all title, notary, and tax work. Call Tina at 724-984-1514 for the most professional services around.
It's a new day at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital, and we're bringing a new level of quality health care to our community. From primary care to specialty services, our team has always put patients first. And now, thanks to our merger with WVU Medicine, our commitment to patient-centered care has grown even stronger. With new resources, a growing staff, and advanced technology, our team is here to provide you with top-quality care when it matters most. Discover the new Uniontown Hospital and see how we've grown.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect gift. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm Agent Nate Ferguson is here in Uniontown to help you select the right protection at the right price. Nate will make sure you understand your coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm Agent Nate Ferguson, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call Nate when you want the real deal.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of John Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, leave this.
Hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly. And today's show is being brought to you by Burhan's Krause Funeral Home, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, Fayette County Recovery and Storage and U-Haul, HC Containers, Laser Brothers, Highline Motorsports, Humbert Sanitation and Septic Pumping, Fayette County Structures, or Fayette Structures actually, Country Motor Sales, Premier Auto Sale, Auto Glass, Fayette County MAGA Patriots Group, HBJ Radio, Mauser's Tire Center, Solid Foundation Ministries, The Ink Spot, HBJ LLC, Mung's Auto Body and Repairs, and the Fayette County MAGA Patriots Group. I got Gino with me today. Gino, I know you were busy trying to get a building taken care of.
Yeah,
today.
we did. We got it done, and
Black Friday, and people.
I fixed my brakes. That was a good productive day.
So okay, let's go. The Lord is near. to the brokenhearted and saves those crushed in spirit. That's Psalms 34:18. Folks, before we get into anything else, we need to talk about the heartbreaking news out of Washington, D.C. 2 young West Virginia National Guard soldiers were shot on duty. One of them, 20-year-old Sarah Beckenstrom, has died from her injuries. The other, Andrew Wolf, is according to reports, fighting for his life in critical condition. These are kids serving their country. Uninformed Americans, our sons and daughters, or actually uniformed Americans, our sons and daughters. And now, 2 more military families are facing unthinkable grief. Authorities have identified a suspect, according to national news outlets. He was an Afghan national brought to the United States in 2001 under an emergency Biden administration program created after the failed withdrawal from Afghanistan. The same withdrawal where we saw people packed into planes with no realistic way to vet every individual. The same withdrawal that left Americans and allies behind while opening the door for dangerous mistakes at home. President Donald Trump responded immediately, calling for a full re-examination of every Afghan national brought in under those rush programs. And the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has now announced a rigorous review of every green card issued to individuals from countries of concern. Folks, this is what happens when Washington plays politics with national security. Let's have a moment and let's really think about this. Take a moment of silence, pray for these families and for these brave soldiers and all their relatives. Now, folks, let's bring this home, right here to Fayette. Let me say this plainly. Fayette County taxpayer deserves straight answers, not political word salad. So here's the question I keep asking. Why in the world are people in Uniontown and Masontown paying for SEPTA, a Philadelphia transit system we will never see, never ride, and we never need? That's like asking a chicken to buy a swimming pool. It makes no sense, not in this universe or the next. And while families here are choosing between groceries and the electric bill, somehow we are paying for repairs, security upgrades at the Governor Shapiro's private residency. So show me one Fayette County family who asked for that. You can't, because it didn't happen. When Shapiro sends one of his staffers down to Penn State Fayette to educate our commissioners, and by educate, I mean tell them to raise your taxes, folks, it's the same failed logic that has run families out of this county for decades. When the radical left runs out of ideas, what do they always do? Grab your wallets and call it leadership. Well, not here, not on my watch. Fayette County is not their ATM. And what do we get from our commissioners? Tax hikes, frozen hiring, frozen spending on essential services, higher insurance costs on the working class county employees who keep the courthouse standing. And meanwhile, Scott, Shop Till You Drop Done, is out taking smiling pictures with Josh Shapiro, the same governor who wants to raise your taxes and squeeze rural counties dry. That's not Republican leadership. That's big government progressivism and a red necktie. When we need leaders who protect taxpayers, defend local control, and say no when Harrisburg tries to run our county like an ATM machine. The people of Fayette County work too hard to be treated like spare change. And I will say this plainly. It's time to save our county from the rhinos who keep selling out the working man. We need a Fayette County first mindset, not Harrisburg first, not Philly first, not the party elites first. Fayette County first. Leaders who will fight for local control, protect taxpayers, and tell Harrisburg no. Leaders who work for the people who live here, not the people who lobby here. Fayette County deserves better than higher taxes, bigger government, and commissioners who treat the working class like they're expendable. We need to stand strong, Fayette County. Our future is worth every bit of this fight. I am John Marietta, the reformer, the hillbilly they could not get out of office on November 4th, no matter how hard Vince tax you to death with CDs and Scott Shop Till You Drop Done wanted it to be. We seen it. I got Gina with me today. We seen it all. we know what happened at Penn State here not too long ago with their whole deal is they're trying to figure out how to how to raise our taxes to keep, or they say to raise our taxes to make Fayette better. And we know that there was
you can't.
There was what Fayette Forum they call
yeah,
it.
Yeah, you can't tax yourself into prosperity. It just doesn't work. And what was interesting, and we attended the last commissioners meeting together. At that meeting they formed another agency, another entity that is going to try to take control of the Fayette campus. And I guess they think Penn State's going to sell it to them or give it to them. But if Penn State couldn't make it work, what makes these couple of guys think that they're going to be able to put an initiative together to work? I mean, I commend them for trying, but they just got to quit this expansion of government. They built a tunnel in excess of $1 million. They went and they got the Gallatin Bank building. Never finished refurbishing it. I mean, we own a building that's partially done. Heard no plans, and now they're going out with a new initiative. You got to finish what you start, and it's a shame that they just keep expanding our government. They did announce, though, they did pass a budget with apparently there's going to be no tax increase. But that's kind of deceiving because we're still running at a deficit. Counties aren't allowed to run at a deficit. So they've got loans, but systemically they've announced no substantial cuts. So it's a lot like with the state budget. You've got to make cuts. If you can't make significant cuts, you can never bring the tax total down.
Well, I seen one of the. I got to go over the whole thing. I haven't had time. I've been kind of busy, but I will get to it. I got several people taking a look at it right now. But I seen there was some couple departments that had significant raises in the budget. But I mean, they cut other places. We cut other places, but we had. More money in a couple different departments.
So they did say that they're going to have a surplus. So that's good news. That's maybe a small step in the right direction, but is that going to be enough to cover the loan? So we'll have to wait and see. Well, I mean, I want the county to be prosperous. I mean, we definitely would love to see it.
The surplus has to be. They say it's a surplus, but it really isn't a surplus when you're as far in debt as we are. So, I mean, how can you have a surplus when you're like $82 million in debt?
Well, I'd just like to see the county get to even. That would be a great thing.
And then it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot doing. We own all these buildings, and Gino, we brought this up many times. About all the buildings we own, all the property we own that's just sitting there.
There's a long-term cost to having these buildings.
Well, yeah, because they're not on the tax rolls no more.
Well, they're not in the tax rolls. They're not being maintained unless the county raises more money, or the county's maintaining, which means the taxpayers are maintaining these extra buildings, and they're vacant. I mean, there's still nothing happening above the second floor of the Gallatin Bank building, is there? Anything going on up there?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I guess that maybe.
And now they want to take on the Penn State campus. I mean, it just seems a little bit silly.
It seems to me, and my idea for the Penn State campus would be, I tell you what, would be a great thing would be a data processing center out there, because
sure, something
we know there's natural gas underneath them.
Yeah.
So they could power it themselves. There's a power line that goes right over top of the place. I mean, a big one.
Well, I think that could be marketed to somebody to bring someone to the county. That's one thing. But to try to take it over, to try to control it.
You could probably keep the nursing program out there. I mean, because it was kind of like a separate entity, sort of, anyways. So you could probably do something with that. And then, I don't know, what else?
Well, I think that's better left to private enterprise. I mean, the commissioners have more than they can handle now. It's obvious. Last thing they need to do is get their toes into something else. I just think it's a mistake in effort and energy, and I think that they should be trying to find a big company to take that over.
I know.
And at the end of the day, it's up to Penn State, right? It's Penn State's. So
yeah, I got a message, and I've been actually really busy because doing some things, trying to get caught up at home, and we had to. I mean, it's getting colder out, so we do heat our house with outdoor boilers, so it takes a little extra effort. But of course, that I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind. We have plenty of wood on the property, and actually we take care of we take care of ourselves, and plus I get a couple. I get a lot of wood that would have just end up going nowhere, so it helps heat the house. But one of the things I will tell you is I seen a message and I did respond to it. And one of the things that we have to do is we need to get involved with all these contracts that the county has out there, the different contracts. And I think we need to talk to these people that we have these contracts with and try to renegotiate some of them and try to figure out where we can save money that way. It has to happen. I mean, it has to happen. We can't continue the way we are right now.
Well, but we are. I mean, not that we're doing it, but the commissioners are still expanding their government. I mean, they just created another agency.
Yeah.
They're not doing it within the auspice of any of the existing agencies. They've created a new agency.
Yeah, and then
it pulls from a volunteer pool. If it is, it's more brain drain from other organizations. I just think it's a little too much, and I think it's mostly just talking points anyhow, because without Penn State being at the table, to specifically, I just don't see it happening.
Well, I think Penn State. No, I think the deal with Penn State is already been decided. I really believe that. I mean, I don't know.
It's pretty clear to me that it's Penn State is basing their decisions on economics, and they're going to hold out for as much as they can get. And I just don't think that.
I'm unhappy with them. Believe me.
I'm unhappy with them too.
I'm not going to agree with them at all, because I mean they paid $50 million to get rid of a coach. I mean,
right.
Let's think about this.
Yeah, they seem to be. I mean, and I just think that's the reality.
I know the football program at Penn State pays for almost all the rest of the athletics.
Right.
It does. It does. But still, when you got to put $50 million out to get rid of somebody, I'm thinking like that's not that wasn't a good move. I mean, it'd be like. Well,
the timing is really bad. The big expansion up there, there all these cuts in the rural communities, and I just. But I think it's laughable to think that our current commissioners are in any position to affect any kind of change with the Penn State Fayette campus. First off, I don't believe they're even at the table. The last time they were at the table, Scott Dunn got upset and dropped the F-bomb. So I with the chancellor. So I doubt that they're taking anything they say very serious. But hopefully a big entity will get it. Someone with deep pockets, they'll come in and invest in the county. That would be my hope for Penn State. And if it's something that creates jobs, great.
We could talk to.
Be great if it had an educational component. But again,
well, most of these,
we have as much say in it as whatever organization they would create. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
These are like guys sitting around at McDonald's drinking coffee, talking about the problems of the county. I mean, the people that can really affect change need to step up. They need to start making these cuts. We're going to be looking at another tax increase. You just can't keep expanding government without it costing money. It's got to ultimately come from the taxpayers.
Yeah, and the problem is our county right now. We have less people in it than we had. We could go back from the last census.
The reality is the population it continues to drop, but yet our government gets bigger. It makes no sense, and it's primarily run by Republicans. I mean, but I will say on the national scene, to me, I feel like the Democrats are sprinting towards socialism. But I got to say, the local Republicans seem to be at a jog towards socialism. I mean, I just can't understand what I'm seeing.
Well, and you were involved with the Democrat Party for a
long time, a big chunk of my life.
Yeah, and
like many people, it was the dominant party. You grew up in it, and somewhere along the line, the party forgot the working guy, and that's why so many people have switched. I mean, everyone has their own reasons. For me, it just got more and more outrageous over there, and you just look around, you're like, hey, you can't be associated with some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I got to say, there's big problems inside the Republican Party, too.
Well, yeah, and you know what? What I found out with this last election and all the people I've got to talk to, and you know this because you were a lot of places with me. I mean, so that was one of the things that. But the center of the Democrat Party right now, the John Kennedy Democrats, the people that's what I call them, the John Kennedy Democrats.
Yeah.
they're more conservative than.
Oh, there are.
They're more
They're-
conservative
they're-
than what most of the Republicans are.
It's
what
really
the
bizarre.
Republican elite is right now.
Yeah, it's really bizarre what you see happening. I see, but we know that there's both parties. That's why I think it's very interesting when individual people step up, and like John Fetterman. I mean, he's getting destroyed by Democrats, the stuff they're saying about him, and he just voted his own mind and did what he felt was best, representing his constituency, and you got to give him props for that. And I know a lot of Republicans that don't agree with him, but they still, you got to acknowledge, wait, that's someone going against the grain, and like you, John, you've really went against the grain. Your own party, a lot of people inside the Republican Party tried to take you out, as well as the Democrats. It's one of those things. But what we've got to do, in fact, we have to look at candidates. We have to start fighting for what is right. We got to start calling out, like, where are true conservatives within, and the Republicans, the dominant party in Fayette. What are the true conservatives within the Republican Party?
Yeah, we can't have people going to what's the what is it down in Pittsburgh? I can't think of the council that they go down to.
Oh, that sustainability thing.
Oh
yeah.
We can't have these commissioners down there.
It's a shame. I got real involved with that because I am very earth conscious, and I'm in the Pennsylvania Master Naturalist program. I am also in the PA Stewards program, Forest Stewards program. And but that is a different kind of group. They don't believe in property ownership. They believe in this commune collective approach that's kind of scary. It's a kind of a scary thing. And but at any rate, what we have to do, we know, everyone knows what our values are in here, Fayette. I mean, we had 2 representatives from Fayette vote no on the budget, yet our senator voted yes. I mean, we just got to get our house into order. But speaking of getting the house in order, I heard on the ride in, I was listening to WMBS, the national news segment. They said that sales of the Bible were up 11%.
Yeah, a lot of that you have to give a lot of credit to Turning Point and Charlie Kirk, because well,
I do, and also I think the uncertainty of the times. People are nervous, and I think that when they're nervous and not sure what's happening in the world, I think a lot of people turn to God,
Well,
so it's kind of a combination, I think, of things. But
I will tell you that, I attend many different. I get invited to many different churches, and I do my best to get to all of them. And if you want to invite me, that's fine. I'll try to come to your whatever church you invite me to. But one of the things that I noticed was that the attendance in the churches is starting to go up a little bit. Now I know we're headed towards Christmas, and I know that every in the holidays, but still it seemed like people. Or like you say, they're looking for something. They're looking for and of course when
we're people in the Word's a good thing.
Yeah, and I don't think we need to seek religion. I think we just need to seek God.
Big difference. I agree with you there.
Yeah. The way I look at it is Jesus washed everybody's feet, and if you prescribe to religions, they're not too big on that. They try to avoid that as much as they can.
Right.
But anyways, back to the whole situation. We know we're going to dive into a bunch of different things after the first of the year. We got Christmas on its way, and I do know that Light Up Night tonight is Brownsville's having Light Up Night, and so is Uniontown. So if you don't have nothing to do and you want to get out in a
bundle up, it's cold, but I'm sure it'd be worth
Uniontown, I'm sure it's going to be kind of worth it. I don't know. I know WMBS is going to be in downtown Uniontown for a live thing, and I think that's a neat.
There's something
thing
at Story Square today or this evening, right?
It starts at 5:00, I believe, and I believe it goes till 8. I believe I seen they had the lights drug in, and they were going to do some things. I didn't get to the turkey trot though this year, Gino.
Okay.
We were doing Thanksgiving and everything. We got a little bit too busy, and I didn't get to the turkey trot. So hopefully I get there next year. I always like to. Believe me, it's kind of a neat deal to just go walk it. I mean, I know that I think it's like 3 miles or something close to that, and I always like to do that. But I didn't make it this year.
There's lots of stuff to do in the winter, and don't forget, before you know it, it'll be time for the polar bear plunge down in Connersville.
Well, I will be there.
You've done that several years in a row, right?
Yeah. John Ventry called me this morning, and he's running for lieutenant governor, and he says, "Are you going to the polar bear plunge?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll be there." And back to the taxes, and I really feel like people in Fayette County have just gotten beat to death. And you know what? It's not everybody. That's the worst part about it. It's the property owners. And when somebody says to you, John, and I have friends that have several different pieces of property, just like you. Mm-hmm. And the one fellow I know, he prides himself about paying his property taxes on the first round before that, so he gets a discount. He told me, he says, "You know what?" He says, "Hillbilly," he said, "this is the first time in my life," and this man's almost 60 years old, the first time in my life that I wasn't able to pay all my property taxes on the first.
It's heartbreaking. I know. We see this. Well, we've seen this with different properties with people. Mm-hmm. Lose them in the sale and try to redeem them, and what the difficulties, and you hear firsthand.
I have another one of them that's coming up. I put it off. Somebody sold, the county sold a piece of property that was. I got to find out all the details, but it looks like they sold a piece of property that somebody had their taxes paid on. Well,
I hope so, because I hate to see anyone lose their. You hate to see someone lose a property.
Well, they sold it though to somebody else. And the person that bought it's a little bit mad right now.
Yeah,
but still, the problem is it takes so much time and effort to get the money back
and to fix it.
And like I said, my part of it is just a minute part of it is the recorder of deeds. The county was the last one. The county had to write several checks because money went out. But I will tell you, it was North Union Township and the township supervisors over there. I had one phone call and it was taken care of. I mean, they got it back. But the state is the problem, because once that money gets to the state, which it goes to the state because they clear my account every day when I put the money in it. They clear that account every day. So it's an effort to get that money back, and legal fees, and now you got legal fees and you got lawyers, and I don't know what's going to happen. I do know the one fellow, he couldn't believe it.
It's just a lot of burden on people too. The taxes. Hopefully the county won't be in a position to raise taxes this year. They won't have to raise taxes. They just did a big raise. They did another loan. Those loans are just tax. Down the road, it's inevitable. You end up raising, like what the state just did with the budget that they passed. It's going to lead to a future tax increase that should have been avoided.
And our senator voted for it.
Yeah,
our senator voted for it.
Both of our representatives voted no, and they gave very good, compelling reasons. I would encourage you to read their press releases. But man, am I disappointed in Pat Stefano.
I mean, he voted for the tax increase.
Well, no, for the budget.
Well,
there's no tax increase, but they're using the rainy day fund.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is they're going to raise gas taxes to cover it.
And they've built systemic spending into the bill, which is, I would encourage you to read both Ryan Warner and Charity Grimm's press releases on the matter. They both gave very compelling reasons why they voted no. Made a lot of sense. It's a shame that our senator didn't vote in step with that, but whatever, which was also very disconcerting to see Senator Stefano with Scott Dunn and Shapiro acting like they just hit the lottery, like they did something great.
Well,
and Shapiro personally thanks Stefano for coming on board.
Shapiro
blows my mind.
And Shapiro is the same guy that we know with the 2020 election. We know what happened there. I mean, there was way more people that voted, more votes counted than what was there.
Well, you had Act 77. It was the first time it was actually implemented after it was brought.
Which senator brought that on?
That was Republican Senator Pat Stefano gave us Act 77 to mail-in voting, and he's often said, but he has done nothing to try to fix that. He said he made a mistake. He's tried to, in public, he shies away from it, but still nothing to try to rectify that.
Yeah, Doug Mastriano was involved in that too.
Yeah, people make mistakes. I mean, but they still haven't tried to fix it. So we'll have to see what happens going forward. But these burdens that are falling on people, and then this is unfortunately the time of year the school boards look to raise taxes. So everyone's got their fingers crossed that there won't be an increase. But
almost every school district in Fayette County, I'm not sure about Albert Gallatin. They might be the only one, but almost every one of them are running 80, 50, 60, 70, 80 million dollars. Some of them $100 million deficit.
Right, and and they, with this budget, they got big windfall from the state government. So hopefully that will put them in a position where at least they don't have to raise the local taxes on the property owner. So let's hope for that. Well, and this is a tough time of the year for people, folks, with the cold weather. Check on your neighbors. Mm-hmm. There's some of them that are struggling, and be careful with those kerosene heaters and things, because it's that time of the year. People, it's early in the season. They're plugging in old heaters and things, and just be careful.
Well, the one thing that I will tell you that everybody's electric bill is going to go up. I believe it's 7%.
Yeah.
And guess who's on the PUC board?
Senator Pat Stefano.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a gift that just keeps on giving.
He really seems to go right along with the Uniparty with everything. But I really don't understand. We've got these very conservative, and we've criticized them, our state reps, before. We've been pretty open about that. But in here, they did something good, and we want to give them credit for that. But our senator, he's on the wrong end of this. He's on the wrong end of it, and it's really, really disappointing.
What's really irks me more than anything, and it does. We're standing on over 200 more years of coal right now. We're standing on it right here in Fayette County. There's 200 years of coal to be mined here yet. We got more natural gas. This is like the Saudi Arabia of natural gas, and we're paying. They're going to raise our electric bills by 7%, and they tear down. And Pat Stefano could say what he wants, but he could have done something about it. They tore down the power plant in Masontown, which should still be there. Pam Snyder didn't do nothing about it either. She was in office. I mean, the county commissioners didn't do nothing about it. They tore down the power plant. That thing could be running right now with natural gas and coal right here from Fayette County, and we could have people come into the county for good jobs and doing things to help this county out. That's why I said about the data processing center at Penn State. It only makes sense because it can power itself. It can power itself. But anyways, I gotta call it a day. We're almost at the end, and I know Joe Orsolak will be coming on because it's good. It's Black Friday, and he'll want to get his whole 15 minutes in today. So, hey, I always close up with this. I'm gonna be off the radio for a couple weeks, and then I'll be back. So here we go. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad, smile with the sad, love what you got, and remember what you had. Always try to forgive, but never forget. People change. Things go wrong. But just remember, the ride goes on. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I'll be back in a couple weeks, and we're going to be hitting it hard again. Take care.